welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rashida. Today I'll be talking about the top 5 questions that I get about entry-level Masters in Nursing programs. So you guys know that I went to University of Maryland, Baltimore, which was the #1 entry-level Masters in Nursing Clinical Nurse Leader program at the time. And I'm a very proud grad. I get questions about it all the time. So I picked the top 5 that I get the most frequently, and I'll be answering them in this video. So the first question that I get is, are you a nurse practitioner? No, I am not. So like I mentioned in my program, you specialize in being a clinical nurse leader. In other programs like Hopkins has a entry-level Master's in Nursing program as well. And there's no specialty attached to it at all. So there's different forms of these programs, but you don't become a nurse practitioner after completing them. In fact, most people don't end up in leadership positions after completing them. Most people end up going and working on the floor or in community health or other positions that a lot of bachelors in nursing and associates in nursing grads work. The second question that I get very often is why I chose the MSN over the BSN. And to be honest, like I tell you guys all the time, I'm a first-gen Haitian American, I'm a first-gen college student, and I didn't want a second bachelor's. I had no intention of going back to school, and I'm working on building a legacy from scratch, so those titles really matter to me. Knowing that I come from people who didn't go to school, I wanted to have the highest degree possible, so I chose the Master's in Nursing. And plus, I've always been interested in being on the front line of innovation. I felt like the Clinical Nurse Leader program really catered to that in terms of teaching you about research and things like that. So it just seemed like the best fit for me. The third question I get is, what's the difference between an entry-level MSN and an entry-level BSN? So the accelerated BSN is usually a little shorter. My program was 2 years. I believe a lot of entry-level BSN programs are 16 months. So that was one difference. We take the same courses, but then I also had to take a clinical nurse leader course and courses that taught me how to do research, including biostatistics. So there is more of an emphasis on research and leadership in entry-level MSN programs, and then in the end you have to do a paper and also create a poster to present. I know that bachelor's in nursing students usually do a poster as well, but I don't think that most require a literature review to be completed in addition to that poster. So that's something that was a little different about the entry-level BSN versus the entry-level MSN. Overall, there's just more of an emphasis on leadership and research because they assume that that's what you want to do with your master's after getting more experience. The fourth question that I get often is, do employers prefer the MSN over the BSN? In my experience, no. I have heard people say that, but I haven't experienced that, and at my job, I got paid the same as individuals who received their bachelor's in nursing. Individuals who received their associates in nursing got paid a little less. I didn't see any favoritism towards me because I had a master's degree. And then the fifth question that I get is, how long does it take to become a nurse practitioner after receiving a entry-level master's in nursing degree? And that can vary depending on the specialty. However, I have some friends that are specializing in psych, and in their programs they only have to go to school for a year, and that's because they're doing certificate programs. Since they already have a master's degree, there's no point in getting another master's degree, so they just get the Psych NP certificate. Other programs are a little longer. And just as a side note, with me, with school, there's no speeding up my process over someone who has BSN. All of us have the same chance of graduating in the minimum 3 years. My courses didn't transfer over, including biostatistics, which unfortunately I had to take again, so it didn't really put me ahead in that way. If I knew that I was going to pursue a PhD, I probably would have just chose the cheapest option. But again, my steps are divinely placed. If I didn't end up in my program, I wouldn't be exposed to research, and I wouldn't be in my program now. So just choose what's best for you. So those are the top 5 frequently asked questions that I get about entry-level MSN degrees. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And of course, my DMs are always open. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next time.